Aloha, friends and neighbors. Raleigh Frost here, Kona astrologer, and I'm about to do show 1144 for you. We're going to cover the first week in November. So let's get started. What's it look like? Here's the chart. Oh, there's a new moon coming up November 7th at 15 Scorpio, trines Neptune. It's in a water sign in Scorpio, trining Neptune. It's a planting moon, especially if you're planting herbs or things of that nature. It's a great one. The window for the hurricane also stops about the 7th of November. So it went from October 24th through November 7th. What else is happening? Hope you get out of that 2-week window without, losing too much to the wind. Mars is trining Venus, so it's going to get social and sexy and romantic. And the Sun is trining Neptune, which means it's going to become inspirational. Of course, Venus slows down and stops on the 16th. Something to circle on your calendar. That's a Friday, I think, ruled by Venus. What we got right now is sort of interesting because when you look at the chart, we've got Venus here, and it's opposing Uranus. Now, we had a full moon on Uranus, and so Uranus is raging. It's interrupting everything, and it's interrupting Venus, too. So I made a joke. It used to be this thing we called coitus interruptus. Some method of birth control. And you're gonna see some of that. Yes. The other thing about having Uranus oppose Venus is Uranus is hurricanes. Venus is pretty places. For instance, Hawaii and Florida are pretty places. So it isn't just going to interrupt your sex life. It could be harmful to people in Florida and in Hawaii from Uranus. Who is Uranus? Well, it's the earthquakes, and it's the hurricanes and the tornadoes, the things that go around, cut off your power. You can see the Sun is not happy with it. No, especially because it's attacking Venus. Poor Venus. So let's take a look at it day by day. Hopefully Mars will be... Well, Mars doesn't hit the trine to Venus until the end of your next week. So it'll get increasingly romantic, and Romeo will help out Juliet more and more as you get in a week, 9-10 days from now. The Sun trines Neptune in 4 or 5 days, and that's a nice spiritual time. Yeah, but there is a square to Mercury. Well, let's see. Never mind. Let's look at it day by day. The moon runs around the edge of this planetary pattern. These are the players, the actors, like Shakespeare said, on stage. And as the moon goes around once a month, it makes these angles to things. The long blue line is a trine, 120 degrees, or the short dotted line is sextile, 60 degrees. That means these guys are working together. It's nice. Yeah, they work together nice. Of course, if you turn them at another angle, 90 degrees, there's a square. Uh-oh. There's Mercury at your end of next week squaring Neptune. Going to be confusing. Or an opposition, 180 degrees. These are all multiples of 30. 30, 60, 90, 180, 150. It's pretty simple geometry. It's not difficult math to learn. You get used to them pretty easily. And in fact, here's a hint to you if you're going to learn a little astrology. The zodiac signs are set up to tell you whether it's a square or a trine. And once you learn the zodiac signs, you find out that the earth signs, for instance, here's Virgo and Capricorn, are in trine. And they both trine Taurus. Yes. And water and earth signs are always in sextile. So you learn your signs by saying earth, air, fire, water, and then what are their cardinal, mutable, or fixed. And those are the keys to spotting these angles really quickly, because you can't go around counting degrees here. It'll take forever. To do decent astrology, you got to be able to look at it and say, oh, that's a square, that's a trine. And the key is these zodiac signs. Yep. I mean, when you see here the sun's in Scorpio, you know that it's trining anything in Pisces and in Cancer. So learning the zodiac signs is a simple, easy way to start spotting these squares and trines. And so you always start there. You got to memorize the zodiacs and whether each one is. See, I color them. Here's a blue is a water sign, red is a fire sign. You know, charcoal is earth sign, white is an air sign. So it's water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air, water, fire, earth, air. Anyway, that's where you start. And that's what the zodiacs are all for. Not what you thought, huh? Okay, so the moon takes about 2.5 days to go through one zodiac sign. And it's been going through Leo. If you're here on Thursday watching the show, it changed, went into Virgo about dinner time. But it's been in Leo for a few days. And there's a nice little spot here where we have Uranus and Venus, but they're the opposition. The moon sextiles one and trines the other. So the interruption could be romantic even. Yes, that's Thursday afternoon. A lot of bickering though. You know, we got the square to Mercury here, and that shows up late Thursday night. On Friday, the moon's in Virgo. This whole section here is all Virgo. And right away, we see there's a trine to Saturn. All right, you're getting organized Friday morning. And then there's a sextile to the sun in Scorpio in the middle of the day. Got ambition, huh? Good for you. But here is opposition to Neptune. You know, that's like 8, 9, 10 o'clock on Friday night. Confusion. Moon opposing Neptune Friday night. Not a good time for booze. Saturday, on the 3rd, the moon's still in Virgo. Starts with discovery in the morning. Nice trine to Pluto, huh? That's kind of nice. And after that, there's a bunch of truth and wisdom coming up when the moon hits Jupiter, which is just about to run into, I think it's in Sag here. Let's see. Well, it's right on the edge between Scorpio and Libra, the moon, so it's sextiling Jupiter, and it's right on the edge between Scorpio and Sag. So might be your last chance here to do some Scorpio kind of work, truth and wisdom. And as soon as the moon shifts into Libra, you're in the last of the hurricane zone, because here's all those lunations. Yeah, and here's a square to Saturn Sunday morning. Uh-oh. The last window for the Hawaii hurricane. And it's basically Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And yes, here's a square to the new moon early Monday morning. And around past breakfast, a square to Pluto, panicky. And here's people out trying to fix things Monday afternoon. But whatever your plans are for pleasure Monday night, Uranus is opposing it. And you try to have a party and the power is going to go out. You know, this is interruption of pleasures and peace and quiet due to Uranus. So that sounds like a hurricane to me. Monday night the 5th. Still got Tuesday to go through. Early Tuesday morning, moon's opposing Uranus. Here's more problems with wind. It tends to settle down a bit Tuesday afternoon when the moon sextiles Saturn. So that might be the end of the window, is the middle of the day, Tuesday, November 6th. So I hope you got through it all. I know Kauai is suffering a lot, and maybe me too. Anyway, Tuesday the moon's in Scorpio. In the middle of the day, that sextile to Saturn settles things down. And then at the end of Tuesday, around just after dinner, the moon trines Neptune. And there's some inspiration. And you're going into that full moon, which is at 15 degrees, right about here. Let's see. 10, 15, oh, it's here. So here's the new moon. It's Wednesday morning, the 7th, and it trines Neptune. Good planting moon, good for inspiration, good for talking to spirit. You have to talk out loud to spirit, you know. You can't just talk in your head if you're going to pray. You say out loud the words. Here's a sextile to Pluto. Just after lunch, Wednesday the 7th, there's discovery. That's nice. But late Wednesday night, there's midnight. You know, here's a square to Mars. And people are ticked off and they're rushing around, and this is not a real easy time. But here's Jupiter Thursday morning at the end of Scorpio. And Thursday morning you'll have a lot of, aha, now I see it clear. Oh boy, a lot of clarity here. Probably some Scorpio clarity too. Not a bad start for Thursday. Mercury's here Thursday afternoon and evening. So there's a lot of talking and walking and moving and communicating. Kind of nice. Doesn't change till you get to Friday morning on the 9th. And here's a square to Neptune. Here's confusion and delusion. Here's lost something. I'm losing things. You know, I find my words. Sometimes I can't think of a word. And little things get misplaced easily. Just let go. If you're caught in a Neptune square and you've lost it, you have to find a way to give it up. That's a trine or a sextile. Oh, I didn't need that anyway. Bang, you look around there, it'll be. Friday, moon in Sagittarius. Saturday, the moon's still in Sagittarius. And here in the middle of Saturday, there's a nice sextile to Venus and a trine to Uranus. And here's some brotherhood that could turn into real affection and sexiness. Here's the moon is answering that opposition. You don't have to interrupt your pleasures. No. So things have calmed down considerably here on Saturday the 10th. Got to be a little careful. Sunday morning, the moon is in Capricorn, and it goes by Saturn. And that's no fun. No. Saturn is getting me down pretty bad. Don't mind telling you. Saturn is on my ruling planet. And my inner world is pretty dark right now. And I just found myself going out there and helping neighbors who were injuring themselves with fine dust and things. And I had to be responsible because I knew about it. With knowledge comes responsibility. Inspiration Sunday night on the 11th of November, a nice sextile to Neptune. And Monday, when you get up, there's a sextile to the Sun and a conjunction to Pluto, and you're decisive, and you know what you're doing, and it feels pretty good, doesn't it? Yeah.